how do you develop win-win in a conversation? See, when you negotiate in a business versus when you are negotiating with someone you love, someone you care about, at work, at home, at your MSA, at your masjid, it's very different. See, in a business, you're trying to take advantage of the person. You're trying to get the most for your bottom line. But in a love relationship, in a caring relationship, it's not about getting all that you can and manipulating or whatever is necessary, but it's also about being able to have win-win, so that at the end no one is bitter. At the end, you're both are going in the same direction, because as a parent and a child, as a wife and a husband, as a colleague, you're all the same team. So if you take advantage, or if you manipulate, or if you coerce and force someone to take your position, then you're not actually gaining anything out of it, because at the end of the day the person is going to be bitter. So love relationship, caring relationship, and a business negotiation is very, very different. How do you develop this win-win? Try to make sure that both parties in your caring and loving relationship, that they are happy and they both win. You see, in a love relationship, in a caring relationship, number one, get rid of wanting to win all the time. You know, our society is conditioned to always win. You go to kindergarten, in the first 10 minutes you learn that if you want to get your teacher's attention, you better raise your hand and you better answer the question correctly. There is this constant force to want to win, want to be right. But in a caring, loving relationship, whether it be with your spouse, whether it be with your children, whether it be with a friend, whether it be with the same MSA board members, you guys are on the same team. And so it's not also about you winning. It's about the relationship is way more important. Your love for each other is way more important. And so don't worry about winning all the time. Number two, get rid of judge and jury. You know, so when you're negotiating, when you're discussing with your children or with your spouse or with the people that you love and care about, don't bring in other people. And so let me find out, what do you think my mother's going to say? What's my cousin's going to say? Or you know what, you're right, my uncle actually said what you're saying is not is actually wrong. I should go on a strike because you've been difficult. And so you want to get rid of judge and jury. It's only you and the other person, because this is a loving and caring relationship. And get creative. You can imagine in a company, there are two teams, and they're trying to finish a new launch. And the production team and the quality assurance team, they don't want, the quality assurance team wants to stay late. They say, I know we've been trying to work this out. We don't want to come back at the weekend. Today's Friday, but we just want to stay late and get this over with. And the other team is like, no, we're kind of tired. We want to, not stay here. Let's come back on Saturday and finish the rest of the work. And your team is arguing, no, we don't want to come on Saturday. And then you go into a big argument about that. Then when you sit down and instead of trying to win-win and see, okay, why does your team want to not want to come on Saturday? Then you find out that they don't want to miss the game in the Saturday morning. And you find out this team here, they just want to go home. They're tired and they're okay coming back Saturday. And so then you negotiate and say, you know what, okay, you have your game on Saturday morning, and we have to attend something on Saturday afternoon. Why don't your team comes in the morning, finish some of the work, then we come in the afternoon. So you get to negotiate, you get to work something out. In your MSA, it's not about, do we kick this brother out because he creates problem in the board, or is it about we create a culture in our board where we can accommodate different kind of people, So it's not about, okay, let's get rid of him because he causes chaos in the meeting. How do you create a culture in our meetings where that wouldn't be even the case, because everyone knows the norms? So getting creative. It's not about our children spending the weekend with the grandparents, or us being able to spend time together. What about the children does spend time with the grandparents, and then you and your spouse spend time together in your parents' city, in your parents' town. So then you get to have both win-win. It's possible. In any relationship, in your loving relationship, care relationship, find a common ground. Find out what's really people are want out of the solution, and don't worry about winning all the time. Oftentimes I negotiate. I get emails, I get messages on our Facebook page from all different people, and all the things that I get a lot is brothers and sisters who are trying to get married, and it's an interracial marriage. right? And how many times I get, Brother Muhammad, can you talk to my parents, I want to marry this brother or this sister, and she's not from my nationality, she's not from my ethnicity, and my parents not agreeing. And so I actually help them out in figuring out a way they can talk with their parents and find a middle common ground. And oftentimes one of the things that holds them back is that when the daughter gets an argument with the father, or the son gets an argument with the mother about why he wants to marry someone from their a different culture, and they get involved in whole different topics. Right? The focus is on, okay, we want this marriage to work, we want the family support, and then they start to argue about a whole different stuff because they want to win in that conversation. Don't worry about winning. Worry about the focus, your goal in that conversation. And people often forget that. You have father and a son discussing. He wants to attend a out-of-state internship, and the father, is or the daughter wants to attend college out of state, and the mother is upset, doesn't want to do that, and they, instead of really talking really seriously, honestly, because part of win-win and part of negotiating with people that you care about and you love is being really honest. You see, in business negotiation, you try to hide your facts, or you try to cover up your facts because you're trying to get your side of the story, you're trying to win. But in love negotiation, in a caring relationship, you don't hide facts. You are honest and open as much as possible because it's about the team. And so, the son is not being honest and saying that, look, I just want to go out of state because I just want to have some independence. He just keep arguing, no, the program is better, oh, this and that and third. And the father doesn't want to say that he's just nervous about his daughter going out of state. Instead of saying that I really care about you and I'm a little nervous, instead, he can't be fully honest. So instead he says things like, well, you can't afford it, you want to, the scholarship is not enough, this program is, and you argue about things that not, instead of talking about the facts. So in a love negotiation, in a caring relationship, when you're trying to solve a problem, when you're trying to when you want to get that win-win, make sure, number one, you avoid trying to win. Number two, you are being very honest and flat, and not leaving any facts hidden because you have hidden agendas, because that's going to come out. It's a teamwork. And number three, you get creative. Find a creative solution together. And inshallah, if you do that, your relationship, when you have issues that come up, and then sometimes we come up with very tough such circumstances in our relationship with our family, with our co-workers, with our friends, with our brothers and sisters in our masjid. Sometimes we go into issues that we both have different opinions about, but it affects both of us, and we're trying to negotiate something. And in those moments, remember, it's all about win-win. How can we get what I want also, and also for him or her? Because I love this person, I care about this person. You're not in a business transaction. Jazakumullah khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa barakatuh.